Good afternoon. This police family has suffered a devastating loss. The Morris family lost a beloved son, brother, fiance. Nothing can bring Adrian back, but we are pleased to announce the important development and investigation that we hope will bring some closure to everyone who is hurting right now. And when I mean everyone, this community, our department, the families of Adrian. The second and final suspect that we've been searching for turned himself in last night at the Criminal Investigation Division on a felony theft warrant. Kevon Neal was transported to the Department of Corrections late this morning. We will be working closely with the State's Attorney's Office on pursuing any and all additional charges. In the midst of our grief, the 5 men and women of this agency have been running hard to bring those responsible for this traumatic event to justice. I would like to acknowledge the tireless and seamless work that was conducted by all of the various investigative components within this department. The Criminal Investigation Division, the Special Enforcement Division, the Robbery Suppression Teams, the District Investigative Units, and the Special Assignment Teams. We also want to acknowledge the help of the Metropolitan Police Department, who were instrumental in the arrest of Kenneth Mitchell, the first suspect that we placed under arrest. This was another example of the fine cooperation between law enforcement agencies within the region, and I wanted to thank Chief Lanier personally. I met with the Morris family this morning and the Risher family this morning. Like Julie said, I met with the squad yesterday of Officer Morris. No one on this agency is feeling the loss of this officer like they are. I assured them that the entire department is grieving with them and the entire community as well, and it will be here always to support them in every way we can. As Officer Adrian Morris worked to ensure the safety of this community, he became the 27th line of duty death this department has experienced. These arrests bring some closure, hopefully, and comfort as we prepare to bury our fallen hero. Thank you.
I would like to start by thanking the men and women of the Homicide Unit, the Special Enforcement Division, as well as the Repeat Offenders Unit for their efforts in bringing this case to closure. These are but a few of the members within the Prince George's County Police Department who set aside their grief and immediately went to work locating those that contributed to the death of Officer Adrian Morris. As a result of their tireless efforts, I'm hopeful that this most recent apprehension may provide some peace to the family of Officer Morris, as well as the family of Officer Risher and Officer Risher himself. While I know that there is still much more work to be done, I look forward to now spending some time focusing on the life of Officer Morris and preparing to give him an honorable and much-deserved farewell. He made the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of Prince George's County, and we owe him and his family a debt of gratitude. Despite our loss, the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department continue to persevere. As always, we put the needs of our citizens and the communities we serve above our own. We thank all of you who aided in bringing these perpetrators to justice, and we appreciate all of you for your outpouring of support. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I just want to begin this afternoon as well by first offering my condolences as well to the family of Officer Morris. I had an opportunity to meet with him this morning. Officer Morris, as you know, was a shining star who really was headed toward an illustrious career that was cut short because he gave his life to protect ours, and we are eternally grateful to Officer Morris and to all of the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department who really do put our welfare ahead of theirs each and every day, and we never forget that. As you have learned, the 2 defendants in this case have been charged with felony theft. which carries a maximum penalty of 15 years. We are working feverishly with the Prince George's County Police Department, as we always do, to ensure that we are thorough in our investigation and that we will leave no stone unturned. We do this each and every day, and this case will be handled no differently than that one. We will be very thorough, and we will file charges as we believe them to be appropriate. We will continue to work. We want to ask you for your patience. As you understand these cases, the investigation sometimes takes a while, especially waiting for reconstruction and other bits of evidence that we need in order to bring the appropriate charges. But we want to ensure the public, ensure Officer Morris's family, that we will do justice in this case, that we will be thorough, but that we will be firm. We're going to be fair, but we really do have an eye toward doing justice in this case as we do in each case. Again, I want to just offer my condolences. This is the worst result for us to have an officer lose his life. We don't take that lightly at all, but we will be fair, firm, and again, we will do justice in this case. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. As everyone knows, this has been a very difficult week for us in Prince George's County. Therefore, I'm extremely pleased to have the Council Chair Harrison join us, and Councilmember Davis and Councilmember Franklin, our DCAO Barry Stanton, during these difficult times. Thank you for being here. I want to commend the Chief and the men and women of the police force for the fine work that they've done in apprehending these two individuals. So I want to give them a round of applause for all of the work that they've done in this effort. I also want to thank the community for your work and hearing our pleas and asking for your help. It shows that when the police department and the community work together, what we can do to bring justice. You know, this, as I said, has been a difficult week for us. We lost a very young officer who had a bright future ahead of him. We had another young officer injured. When they got in their car to pursue these individuals, they didn't think about the risk to themselves. They thought about their job. They thought about their duty to their fellow officers, to this community, to their family, and they went ahead. They went ahead pursuing people who were committing senseless crimes in Prince George's and the surrounding community. What I hope comes out of this is an understanding that we will leave no stone unturned, that we will not stop, that we will pursue you, and we will bring you to justice if you commit a crime in Prince George's County. If you think that you're going to terrorize the people of this community, we will go after you, and we will bring you to justice. And that is what this police department has done. And I'm very, very proud of them. For us, we bury a family member next week. We ask you to continue to wrap your arms around the Morris family and the Risher family and Prince George's County. And I hope that we will remember, I know I will as county executive, the tremendous sacrifice that these men and women make each day that they get up. They never know when they kiss their family members and say goodbye, whether they're coming back home or not. But they do it. They do it with pride. They do it with dignity. They do it with respect. And so as long as I'm county executive, we will do everything possible to make sure the men and women of our police department and our public safety have everything they need to do their job. We're very proud of them. As I said, it is not a happy day for us. It is a day that, once again, these men and women have done their job. We look forward to the state's attorney, Angela Alsobrooks, taking it over right now. We have all the confidence in the world, and we will do everything to make sure that this case is wrapped up. Thank you. Chief.
Are there any questions about Police Officer Morris and the investigation?
Angela, what potential charges could be brought to bear against this man? Can you pull the mic down a little bit too, by the way? Pull the mic down a little bit.
Okay.
You know, can you make a link between the officer's death and legally and this suspect and his accomplice?
You know, we'll review it, and if we determine that we can, we will file charges. Potentially vehicular manslaughter is a charge that we would be looking at. And I can tell you again that we will be very thorough in our investigation, as we always are. We have to wait until we receive all the evidence in the case, but if it points toward that, I can assure you that I will file the appropriate charges. And if that means vehicular manslaughter, that is a charge that we will file. But we have to be very thorough and waiting until the investigation has been completed.
To follow on that, what's the maximum sentence for vehicular manslaughter?
10 years.
As we understand it, they may, as they were fleeing, they may have swerved, caused other cars to swerve, and then the officers may have been killed as they tried to avoid those other cars. If that is the set of facts that you find in your investigation, would that be enough to bring a vehicular manslaughter charge?
And again, we'd have to look at all the circumstances, but certainly if we find that that the elements are met, that there was some gross negligence that caused it, then we would certainly be able to file it and would be willing to file it. Yes.
Was Kevon Neal the driver of the vehicle?
Again, the investigation is still ongoing. We are gathering evidence, and we'll await the results of the investigation.
Chief, what do you think about that link between the actions of these suspects and the horrible end result?
You've already got your answer, but I'll add to it a little bit. We're looking at every possible charge that we can bring, and I believe that when we have the evidence, when we have the final actual reconstruction investigation completed, I think we'll have enough probable cause for additional charges.
Aside from charges, your thought about the actions of these guys?
Have I thought about them?
No. Aside from the legal charges, your thoughts about the actions of these guys?
Their actions caused the death of Adrian Morris, in my opinion. But we will do a thorough investigation, work hand in hand with the state's attorney's office, and bring the evidence to her, present it to her, and then we will file the appropriate charges.
Where did he turn himself in yesterday, and has he said anything to you guys about what happened that day?
He turned himself in around midnight last night, and no, he hasn't said anything in reference to this investigation.
Did you hear that he came?
Yes, to the Criminal Investigation Division. He turned himself in. He went to Marlboro to Department of Correction this morning.
Did you say why he turned himself in?
No, but I believe it's because we were had a very exhaustive attempt to find him. He had nowhere else to go. Well, I think he was between different residences, but we were very close to him. There was nowhere else to go, and he turned himself in, which is a good thing.
I don't mean to come off as callous at all, and I total sympathy for these officers and what they did. Is there a message that should go out to other officers about wearing seat belts and high-speed pursuits?
Well, one of the things that we're doing, one of the first pieces was to take care of the family. And right along with that is to find the two individuals that we felt were involved in causing this death. We've done that. The next piece is to get through the ceremony and honor this young man the way he should be honored. But as part of this, there's always an administrative review. There's always a critical review administratively. So to see how we can do things, what can we learn from this? How can we make other officers safer? Find something positive in what has happened here. And that process is ongoing right now. This is a dangerous job. And everyone who has signed up to protect this community understands those dangers. Wearing a seatbelt is very important, and it's something that we stress. But in the heat of battle, sometimes that's not your first response, is your own safety. It's the safety of others. And I believe that both these young officers were protecting this county and the residents of this community, and that was their first priority. But we will look at every aspect of this. Training will tear this apart. That's part of their job as far as what happened. What can we learn from it? How can we become better from it? And we will. We always do.